free stream.
That spin was amazing. Yes.
Simba, what are you doing?
I'm sitting over here, man.
Okay.
Just contemplating all that Uno we did.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it too.
I just kind of stomped you guys into the ground.
I'm networking. I'm networking in Say Chat, guys.
It's a charm.
Hey, viewers are viewers. Got it?
Okay.
He's just proud. He doesn't know anything. Where are my fucking screenshots of me clipping through the crystal tower?
Just post a screenshot that you did earlier and say you did it now.
Yeah. I don't know if I did it on my PS4 or my computer.
Ophi, are you coming online for this one?
Oh, yeah, I can. Give me a minute.
Yeah, it was my computer, but what the fuck are they? Fucking OneDrive.
Yeah, I haven't set up an actual HUD yet, and I can't get Discord to show in OBS for some reason. Hold on, I'm gonna Google this real quick before we start.
When you go to G-Pose, is it gonna go to me being over here trying to jump on this fucking thing?
Where? Where the fuck are you? Oh.
I'm still over here trying to
You're
get
still
on
over
this
there.
goddamn thing.
Just
Whoa. Why the fuck do they have to take down every single server to add 2 new to the EU data center?
I don't know.
Same. Fucking no. Lat, looking for an FC to call home while I learn a tick. Sure.
God damn it.
Full sprout tank.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. Forget it. I have an idea.
You're not even gonna try. Wow.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, I can't play tonight because I'm 7th in queue because the world is full.
Rip. Rip.
Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, Jimbo kept
Here we
talking
go.
last night.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to fool with it right now. I'm gonna do that next.
Fucking hell.
Okay. Let's just get started. I don't have a chair. Don't worry, Zinva.
Yes, you do.
I'll sit with you.
Yes, you do.
I don't want one of those chairs. Don't. I'll sit with Zimbo. He looks lonely.
He's lonely on Z Daddy Day.
Aww.
Rip.
Gotta do iCam. There we
I
go.
couldn't be any more dead on the inside.
Ouch.
Aww, poor baby.
So where are we?
We're in Mordona.
We're in more donut.
Yeah, we're near the Crystal Tower. Alright, so let's just get started. Tonight we're talking about if this this MMO is the MMO that's gonna basically be the new standard for MMOs and save the genre, because MMOs are a dying genre, and they're dying fast.
Because they're all garbage except for Final Fantasy 14.
That is a good point. But anyway, so we got Zinvo,
Hi.
we got Kai, we
Hi.
got Ophi. Who's not here? No, I'm kidding. We got
He already disappeared.
we got Philo,
What up?
and then we got Astrid here now too.
Hi.
Astrid's here because people were complaining about no females on the podcast. No, I'm kidding.
Lol. Diversity.
Diversity.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
Astrid
What
is our
about me?
diversity.
Pyra.
No, I'm kidding. But anyway, I was thinking we might need another, like a 6th person. 5 is such a weird number. Anyway. So how do
Now you have all the groups though, Supa.
Yeah, I do. I have all the groups. We got a raider, we got a casual, we got Ophi, we got Philo. I don't know what I don't
We got all the groups. Names 2 of them.
yeah.
Wait, who's the casual?
You keep saying I'm casual, and then when I finally classify you as when you're like, wait, what? Just like a casual dude.
Oh yeah.
We got Philo, who's a glamour whore. Then we got Ophi, who we don't know what Ophi is.
I'm just angry at everything.
All right. Sexism if only men have opinions. Thanks, chat.
And we have Astrid, who's a girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Astrid, who's a girl.
The real one though.
So, Shadowbringers is literally 2 weeks away from right
I
now.
did it! I got on the ledge!
Derail the convo right from the get-go. Good.
I got on the ledge, guys!
Now I have to jump to the other side.
Yeah, I know. Give me a second.
So, for people at home listening, Philo's trying to out of bounds. He's at the northern part of Mordona and he's trying to run.
Fuck!
Yeah, he fell. He's trying to run over here. So, Shadowbringers is literally 2 months. 2 weeks, not 2 months. Oh God.
2 months. Oh no.
We
From
went back in time.
from today. And I just wanted to think about, is this the new standard for MMOs? Because WoW's gone. WoW's not relevant anymore. It's dying at like the speed of sound. We have so many new people in the FC and in game that just keep saying BFA was awful and now I'm here. And it's not going to stop. WoW's not going to magically change its tune overnight. It's going to stay this way at least until the next expansion. So, what are the qualities that are keeping FF14 afloat as probably one of the best MMOs on the market right now?
The devs definitely listen to the player
Yeah.
base.
Do you
There
guys-
used to be the meme way back in the day, back in 2.0, that the devs only listen to the JP community, but they've definitely been listening to the NA community.
Yeah. Do you guys think it's like the live letters and stuff, or?
Yeah, it's definitely the live letters. That's definitely one aspect of it.
And the fact that FanFest has become so big.
FanFest is huge now, dude. Like, Lufkin tried to go, and they sold out for the NA tickets so fast, he had to buy tickets to the Europe one. And he went.
Who cares?
It's like, fuck, I'm gonna go to one of these.
That would be fun to go to one of them.
Dude, I want to go to one of them so bad, I just don't have the money for it. And I could go, but it's probably not the best financial decision for me.
I can go. Fuck it, I might go the next one.
I want to go to the one 2 years from now. The next expansion announcement.
Let's go rob a bank.
I'm not going to go rob a bank. Okay, let me catch up with chat real quick. XFX Barkley says, not only do the devs listen, they don't treat the player base like they don't know what they want. To be fair with Blizzard here, they do have some idea what they're talking about when they say, you know, no one wants to play classic WoW, because I definitely do not want to play classic WoW.
I do.
But how long is that going to last?
It's gonna last for like 4 fucking months. That's how long it's gonna take you to get to level 60.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun for like a couple months. Then people are gonna get bored again because fuck this game. None of this shit worked. And then it's back to like Overwatch.
Which is also
Overwatch dying too.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just not Blizzard's like past 2 years.
Well, them they're fucking. We got Diablo 3 on mobile.
Dude, I was so
Do you
upset
not
about
have
that.
phones?
Do you not have phones?
That was like
Phones
the
are
worst
made for
play.
like gotcha game. That's it.
Pretty
I don't know who
much.
pretends people play phones to play like a game to be
Yeah, I don't-
invested in.
I don't get it. So, if this is the new series, because I listened to an interview from Yoshi P earlier today, and he kind of talked about, you know, it was that I don't remember who interviewed him, but they asked him some questions like, "Are you gonna bring back like 1.0 classic servers?" And he just like, "No."
He just laughed.
He just laughed and said, "Nightmare." And he's right. No one will want to play that. And if you do, you're going to like it for a total of 2 hours and be like, this is awful. Why am I playing it? But the
I
other...
love the accent you put on that.
Well, I'm serious. As someone who played it, as someone who played 1.0, as someone who suffered through it,
I got through.
no one wants to play that.
I got through, guys. Fucking, I'm gonna fucking stream this shit.
So...
Alright,
Goddamn,
so,
huh?
so speaking of playing 1.0, I have been a member of the FF14 Classic Discord server for like a year or two now, and it is still actively being worked. We're still trying to reverse engineer a 1.0 server, and it looks like they're doing some pretty good progress on it.
I've seen some video clips and stuff, and yeah, they are making some nice progress, but I don't know who's gonna, like, other than like really niche people, who's seriously gonna play this.
I think it would be cool to do just for like just to see, just to experience.
It would be,
Just for like the story too. Or,
the story was good. That was like the one redeeming quality of 1.0. I'll give it that. But the other thing was he kind of talked about their development schedule. So like, what it is they work Monday through Friday, and then they have weekends off. But Sunday for sure is a day you have to take off, and Saturday you have the option to come in and work. But if you come in too often on Saturdays, they'll force you to take a week off of work. Does that, like, to me, I've never heard of a game dev telling their employees to take time off of work. It's usually, you got to get this out. We got deadlines to meet, especially with AAA companies. They don't give their employees shit. We kind of talked about this last week, but game devs aren't unionized. You can do whatever they want to them. So, you guys think that's a actual factor? Trying to make... Well, go ahead.
I know the whole, game release crunch thing came up at E3 with CD Projekt Red, and they're mentioning how, that's, originally they were going to try and get it, released in this year, but then they were like, no, we don't want to push our guys too hard, and that's why they, they're kind of just, they pushed it back till April, so that we don't have that, they don't have that big old crush, that big crunch time coming up. But it's working like 80-90 hour weeks.
That's true. Yeah, I don't understand why they do this on purpose. I mean, I know you got deadlines to meet, but it seems like if you push your employees too hard, it's just gonna negatively impact the quality of the the game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The bulk of the issues with like game dev and really any like middle management in in general is that people in general don't have a good time management. They don't know how to properly set deadlines and how to meet them and how to deal with adversity or anything, or troubles that pop up during development. And so then you end up you're running 6 months behind. You gotta push through and hopefully try and get as much cleaned up as possible. You got launch in 2 months, and then that's when you're kind of we need everybody to come in all the time.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's good. It gives the employees time to breathe, and it's impossible to always be working on one thing. You're gonna burn yourself out fast, dude. Especially if it's your job. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Take a drink every time Super says. Let's catch up on chat. Drink up. I'll pass on that. You gotta have a sober moderator. Responsible drive moderator. I got work in the morning. I'm not drinking. Pro says she can't drink. Haven't felt well enough to drink. Lufkin says about the 1.0 thing. I think it really comes down to Yoshida, his passion and director, and SC's willingness to let him lead. Xmas Barkley also says it's possible that this has to affect the morale of the developers, which could in turn impact the game quality. We kind of just talked about that. And then Paldor just spammed a bunch of emotes. Good job, Paldor.
God damn it, Pab.
But let's look at the content we do have. Ultimate. What in other MMOs has an ultimate tier like that? Because other than WoW Mythic, I can't think of anything. What has such a high level of difficulty in any other MMO?
What?
Are there other MMOs that cater to endgame like that?
Not really, no.
Only 1% of the player base is going to be able to clear, or less than 1%.
I mean, have you tried maxing out every skill in Classic RuneScape?
Okay, let's back up a bit here. Classic RuneScape is not a good comparison.
Hey, I'm not wrong.
But it seems like no MMOs are willing to do that, because why would you dedicate the dev time to it? Because if you do, then why are you even developing the content? Because no one's going to play it. Xmas Barkley says WildStar had something like that, and so does Paldor. What did WildStar have? Do you guys know?
Poor player base.
Yeah, people play that game.
They did for 3 months, and then they shut down the server.
That's what sucks about MMOs now. If you don't like them within the first month, you're fucking doomed.
Hey guys, can you see me?
No.
No. Where are you?
To the south. Look to the. I don't know. I don't know what direction that'd be from you.
No, I actually can't see you. Are you in the tower?
No. I'm north of you, sort of.
North of us.
Look on the map.
Oh, I can see you. I see you. He's he's north.
Yeah, I can
North.
see him too. He's bouncing
Oh yeah,
up
I
and down.
see you.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get this on podcast.
I can click on you.
He's trying to find.
Oh, there he is. I see him. Philo, can you run around further or no?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
can.
can. He
I
can go
definitely can.
all the way to the tower.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I put some pictures of when I did it on the.
I'm just trying to remember because I know I can get on the ledge over there. I'm trying to remember how though. I'll be back, guys. If anyone's watching, go to Philo Monty on Twitch, and you can see my adventures over here while we're doing the podcast.
Xmas Barkley says WildStar was largely focused on endgame community and mechanics, but that was its failing. The leveling and non-endgame content was so weak that it lost its player base and eventually shut down last year. Yeah, so
you have to find a balance between.
See, but I think
Do we want to?
I think at this
Go on.
point, because FF14 does have a player base already, and then they made Ultimate, like, it works as an advertisement, because they say every time they release an Ultimate, it's like, you know, number 2 or number 1 on Twitch, people watching, because everyone's trying to clear Ultimate, and the world race is a thing. So Paldor says Wildstar promoted a hardcore playstyle, which kind of shy away from a casual player base. Yep, and as much as we dislike it, because all of us here are, you know, average, above average, in Kai's case, way above average expert.
Who are you kidding? We're elitist. We bitch talk all the time now. Come on.
We do, but we don't like the casuals.
It's fucking scary, okay?
DF is scary on this data center. Crystal, by the way. But anyway,
I'm down here by the bridge.
As much as we don't like the casuals, they are a necessary evil to keep the game running.
Yeah. Subscription numbers.
Yeah, that's why they cater them so much. That's why we get like 50 million glamour items and we don't get, you know, like another dungeon or something. You gotta keep them happy somehow.
That's why we're gonna get a cash register.
I just wish they would stop repackaging things.
I do have an issue with that, like how some dungeon gear just comes right back up, like later on in an expansion, the exact same gear, just different roles can wear it now.
Like, look at the accessories that have been since Scala. They've all been the exact same accessories.
No, it's all the same.
Yeah, it's the
exactly
same.
There we go. Hey guys.
But this, I understand why they do it, just so they can kind of keep the ball rolling without, you know, having to decide 50 million new clothes, because there's only so many designs you can work with. But I mean, they did say with this expansion they got a whole bunch of new I like this. Hold on. They got a whole bunch of new art graduates from college, and that's why like all of the crafted gear sets for Shadowbringers look different, because they wanted
except Weaver.
Except Weaver.
Fucking Weaver.
Weaver looks amazing. You look like a magician.
I see Philo driving down there.
No, that's not me. That's someone else.
Oh, anyway.
Yeah,
let me catch up on chat. Take a drink, by the way. Philo has access to the next expansion. Wildstar promoted a hardcore... Oh, we went through that. Very small amount of the players in EVE own the largest ship in the game, a Titan, which is technically needed for endgame player content. And then Ophi says it's not needed. EVE endgame now is small gang.
Well, isn't EVE just like an MMO?
EVE is like...
Yeah, EVE is like a ship-based MMO. So instead of like, you know, your character, your player character, you're basically like a ship. And then you can change whatever ship you are. I mean, yes, technically you do have a character, but you're basically a ship. The gameplay is focused on you as a ship.
Yeah.
And it's mostly text-based. Like,
demonic...
graphically enhanced, not.
Yeah, so. It's not that impressive. Casuals are just means to get the game running, says Demonic Bear. John also says it's also used for the entire alliance. Wormholers have bridging titans, I mean. And then let me skip over that.
I mean, I hear about wars all the time.
Yeah.
So,
pretty much all of...
Ever since Goon Swarm kind of like fell apart, they pulled the whole like USSR deal. It's been kind of boring apparently. So
pretty much all of the content in EVE is player created content, which to be fair, there's a lot of RPers in this game that do the same thing. And
like, it's really cool when you think about it, because like if you go to like a station and you buy a ship, you know, somebody somewhere made that ship. Like, there's something special about it.
Yeah, and it's Fowler's asking if we're forcing Astra to drink. No.
Yes.
Are you actually drinking?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna be careful with catching up with chat then.
Stop, take a drink.
So, I think this game has struck a very nice balance with that, to its credit, because the game devs have figured out how to cater to each individual type of player. Our peers, here's an RP tag. Have fun with that. And they give them the quicksand too. The quicksand is just theirs now. Casuals have roulettes, even if they're at endgame. if you're mid-core, you have Heaven on High, Eureka. I guess there's also I don't know, maybe POTD still. And Raiders have Savage and Ultimate. So with the balance that we've struck with the player base, I think they've realized that if they keep this balance, it's good for game health. Look at what's... I don't want to harp on WoW too much. That's why I'm trying to bring up other MMOs. But with WoW, most of the content in the game is endgame now, isn't it? Like you just grind to get a specific piece of gear with a specific item on it that you hope that drops whenever you kill something. I don't remember what the enhancement's called, but you just sit there and grind for that gear. Even if the gear drops, but it doesn't have the enhancement you want, then what was the point? Like now you just have to do it again. It's like randomized loot rolls, but they're not random all that much, and you want a specific type. It has like a meta build to it. It's not like Path of Exile, where you can just get random stats and they're still good no matter what.
I love randomized loot.
Opie, come over here towards the bottom.
Xmas Barkley says the enhancement is Warforged and Titan Forged. I don't remember which one is desirable either. But I don't know. Raiding in this game also feels kind of different too. You just get 8 people and you go. You don't have to get, a whole... How many did WoW have? 56 people to a raid?
Something like that.
Astra, do you remember?
Say that one more time. How many people did you bring to a raid in WoW? 40.
40. So
those were fun times.
But
oh my god,
like 40
molten
nerds
core
into like
40
molten
fucking
core.
people.
Oh, that was it was like herding cats. It was horrendous,
It was
but it
so
was great
bad.
when you succeed.
yeah, but this game you only have 8, and even then you only have 24. The largest we have is Baldeskian Arsenal, and that was 56, and only like I think the last Lucky Banjo sentences said like less than a fourth of the NA player base made it there. But with that, it just seems like they've made the content so easy to access that it's kind of too easy, if that's a thing. Question mark. Because sometimes I feel like, we get... You go to 24-man and you get a tank that doesn't know how to tank. He doesn't even use tank stance. He tries to use Sword Oath and keep hate, and then he just vokes every time looking at you, Inuyasha, you fucking bastard. Anyway.
Making me fucking scream, yes.
Oh, super invite Opie into the party.
Okay. Yeah, but it just seems like... I'm hoping with Shadowbringers they kind of gate it a little more, but there shouldn't be... content shouldn't, in my opinion anyway, content shouldn't be so accessible that you just get everyone and their mother getting in an end game. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Because if we get people that don't know how to play the game, then that's why you have that giant thread on the forums that says horror stories from the Duty Finder. Because you get like people in Hell's Lid that they try to heal and they're like, I literally saw a thread the other day about a scholar who didn't know how to summon his fairy, and he was like level 60 some.
Super invite Opie.
I'm doing it right now.
Well, and half the problem is people don't read the tooltips. They don't do the research. They don't look on fucking YouTube for anything. Just, you can spend 5 minutes on YouTube and look at how you're supposed to tank or how you're supposed to heal. It's not that hard.
Well, and the thing that's nice about this game is that, like, for me, this was my first game that I ever healed in or tanked in. And the game really holds your hand at the beginning. It teaches you, okay, these are your abilities, and these are what you use to get hate. Then you switch it up and do your damage combo or whatever. But there are people too, like, for an example, melee DPS with positionals. I've run across so many people in leveling roulette that play as a monk or a ninja, and they just stand in one spot and they don't do positionals. Monk has a decent amount of positionals, so you always have to be moving and stuff like that. And it tells you in the tooltip for the move and stuff like that, says increased damage extra damage when you execute from the target's flank and stuff like that. It's like, if people were to actually read and look up their, kit and stuff, they'd understand better how to actually play.
All right, I'm gonna check chat real quick.
Take a drink.
I played tank to have a shorter DPS queue. It says Jonathan.
God damn it, Jonathan.
And Paldor says you do it for healer too, and he's like, you know it. Demonic Bear says, personally, I like going blind to dungeons to experience it first instead of preparing for it and spoiling the experience. That's all well and good, Demonic Bear. I do that too all the time, but there's no excuse for, not healing your tank or trying to tank in Sword Oath. Or, I mean, you can, but you need to establish aggro first. Basically, know the basics of your class is what we're getting at here. I don't mind people that go into content not knowing what to do. It's when you just straight up don't know how to play.
Or, not even that, but, not even try to learn.
Yeah, you just don't learn. Plausible Cake says, I remember in Heavensward when they changed Lust Rate, my tanks were dying off until I read the tooltip, and I was like, why? Yeah, Lust Rate used to heal 25% of the target's HP all the time, so you used to be able to stay in Cleric Stance forever. But,
God, I miss Cleric Stance.
I'm gonna miss Cleric Stance.
Rip Cleric Stance, press F to pay respects.
But, I mean, the problem with this, we're complaining about it, but the problem is it's working. It brings more people into the game, and it doesn't help that the community itself promotes mediocrity. We can sit here and say, people need to try harder, but there's a big chunk of the community that thinks, oh, I can play however they want. It doesn't matter, as long as we clear content. No, stop.
It's okay to be gray.
No, it's not.
It's not okay to be gray. It's okay to be blue, because that's okay. Not gray or not at all. And also, everyone come down to the bottom of the stairs real quick.
What?
Okay.
Oh shit, I'm stuck. Follow, I'm stuck.
Go towards the end, towards the other set of stairs, and you can get out that way. You'll be all right.
Hold on. Let's...
Get in my car. Get in my car, everyone.
Free.
Come on.
Am I
You got
free?
places
No,
to
I'm
go.
not free. Oh, I'm stuck.
Let's get in my car.
Hell
There
yeah.
you go.
Philo's out of bounding us.
Yes, I
Come
am.
on, guys. Come on, guys. We're going to Disney World.
Disney World, yeah!
Can I get out?
We're going to
Disney World.
We're going to fucking Disney World. All right, let's fucking bail out later, losers.
No, I have a problem with, even being intuitive. You're in a dungeon, I realize it's level 16, but when things are targeting a cone at the entire party, why don't you turn them around?
Oh, by the way, just spoilers, like in Shadowbringers, where they're like, shit warps and bends in time and space. We're going to be seeing that here in just a few minutes, by the way.
What?
Oh shit, I see what you mean.
Whoa.
Whoa, wait a minute. This has always been here?
Yeah.
I've never seen this.
Really cool.
That is cool.
I've hit a wall.
Where are you? Come here.
I'm stuck. Guys, help.
You'll be fine. Just jump. Wait, how do you hit a wall over here?
I hit a wall.
Yeah, there's a wall over here. I don't remember how you get out of it, though.
Help me.
Wait, what?
Help me. Guys, help.
Hold on, I think.
Get
Hey,
out of the
everyone
car.
disappeared.
Oh no.
Everyone's gone. Everyone disappeared now.
I'm
I
stuck.
still
can see
you guys
everybody.
I
way
can
back
see everyone
here.
here.
Can you guys see me?
Okay, Philo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can still see you.
I can't see anybody. I can help.
Wait, Sipa. Come here. Get in the car.
Nope, Zinvo and Asher just kind of phased back into existence.
Yep, in the car.
But, I don't know. It's not gonna work. I'm stuck, guys. I'm legit stuck.
Click on our names on the
I can't even click.
Party list.
I can't even click on you guys.
rip.
Let me try something.
I'm legit stuck, guys. Stream chat, help me.
You can't even do F1.
You have to warp back to Mordona.
Oh
Wait,
no.
hold on. Nope. Yep, I gotta get out of here. I'm going back.
I wonder if I
Okay.
can like Shikuchi out of here.
I don't think I have any movement skills.
You got a point about that. Let's see. Let me try that.
I
Yeah,
can keep
but-
going.
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah.
I can't do that here. Wait. Here we go.
I can keep running. I can keep running forward.
We
I
can
can-
go all the way to the tower over there.
Yeah, that's right. I'm currently at the tower and I'm stuck in a wall.
What? I see you over here, right next to me.
I see you over there too.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Is that Supa?
Oh, he went over
you're like
there.
at the tower. Yeah, he's like at the tower. I think.
Yeah,
so
I'm
he's still
at the
showing us
tower as
back.
well.
Oh, yeah. You're the.
I see Philo right next to me. It's weird.
I know.
So I don't.
We
Yeah, I know
fucked
what
up the time. Please continue.
Yep. But you guys think
yeah.
other MMOs are gonna be okay with that? They just like encourage bad players.
True.
Like I'm fine with bad players in a game, but I don't like encouraging that style of play.
It feels like they're kind of more casual with the extension, but also, I don't know. I don't think it would be too bad. Maybe.
I think what's happening is that Yoshi P is gradually ratcheting up the difficulty in later expansions at like certain choke points, kind of like how was it the menagerie of in 4.0 was like, you know, it
Yeah.
stopped a lot of people. Like if you were a bad player, you could not clear that fight.
No.
I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of that in the MSQ in 5.0, where if you're a bad player, you're going to have a real hard time getting past certain fights.
Yeah, it took me and Ozzy 10 tries, and then after like 10, I said something in FC like, okay, we really can't get past this because of Duty Finder.
Yep. I remember that. And they said, you know, the final boss of Shadowbringers is not harder than Shinryu, but it's the same difficulty. And there was a giant forum said already saying nerf it. It's too hard.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fucking get good.
I mean, people have fucking difficulty with the Y'shtola fight, and it's just 4 buttons.
I know.
I know.
Oh god,
That
that fight was
confused
so
me.
easy.
Yeah.
So you just heal yourself and you cast stone when you're low MP, do lucid dreaming. That's all you gotta do.
So, with Shadowbringers, it looks like there's going to be more open world content, and they're finally, you know, starting to try to patch up the weaker points this game has. Crafting, like the crafting UI, a lot of the
Except for fishing and
Ex-
culinarian.
fishing,
Oh my god.
culinarian, and alchemist to an extent still are kind of left behind. But hey, Zimbo, I can see you.
Hi.
But I'm. If this game is the new standard, when are we gonna see that overflow point? Like, we haven't reached it yet. There's no way we have. When are we gonna see the point where we definitively say this game is the next, like, WoW? Like it's WoW now, not like WoW in terms of gameplay, like WoW when it was in its glory days. Do you guys remember that? That was like
I do. I do.
when do we reach that point? Will we even reach that point?
When we have 10 million active subscribers.
I feel like that number's
Wow.
inflated. Well, now we have 1.1 million active subs.
Yeah, when we get 10 times as many as yeah. Back in the heyday of WoW, like back when Vanilla WoW, when Burning Crusade happened, they legitimately had like 10 million active accounts.
But how many of those were like, never mind.
Yeah, I don't mean like active as in like 10 million accounts had been made. I mean like there were 10 million people paying per month to play the game.
But will we reach that point? Will we ever reach that point?
I think nowadays, with the way the gaming landscape is, I don't think any game will ever reach that
No,
until
I don't
like
either. Yeah.
It'll be extremely hard because remember, you have to remember when WoW came out, like all you really had was you had like RuneScape, which is below. You had EverQuest, which was like the other big one. But then WoW came along and like they just shook up everything, and it was like an entire like it defined that like era of MMO gaming, and it still is like a major force in that genre. So I don't think we will ever reach that point again.
When will we get close to it, though? What's the point we can say we're close enough? Like, what's gonna be our peak? Are we ever gonna peak? Because we haven't peaked yet. We're still going up. Like every expansion, it's the same thing. Like we had at Stormblood at Heaven's Word launch, we had like 400k active subs. ARR was like 200 some. Stormblood was 650k, sorry. Shadowbringers right now we're at 1.1 million. So when do we reach that point? Like
So much people.
I think that it's really going to depend on what Shadowbringers actually gives us.
If you want like a definitive answer of like what line needs to be crossed,
yes,
to say we've hit that point, I will say when South Park makes an episode about FF14, that's when we have hit that mark.
True. True.
I feel like, okay, we see it as so popular right now, but if you talk to like normal people, like they wouldn't know. Like if you mention WoW to like a regular person who play video games, they might know. But if you say, "Oh, Final Fantasy 14," they're like, "Okay, I don't know what that is."
Super come down the stairs real quick.
They just think of it as like another single player Final Fantasy game. They're not aware like, that Final Fantasy has like a very successful MMO.
Yeah.
Well, and 11 was under the radar for so long.
I didn't even know 11 was an MMO until I started playing this.
The one thing, though, that since these are Final Fantasy based titles, though, is that they're very tied to a story. So once we start seeing if they're going to wrap up the stories, when we can see when it's probably going to die.
Yeah.
The fuck was that?
I
don't know either.
Someone was really enjoying the podcast.
Oh wait.
Super invite Kai.
Oh no! Wait! Ah. Yeah.
So.
Yes, invite me now.
So, I don't know. It seems like Shadowbringers, we're getting a lot of what we want. We're getting like.
They need to.
Oh, go ahead.
They need to revamp the systems for armor. Like this currency thing is getting stale.
Which currency thing?
Fuck tombstones.
Yeah, tombstones. I can't.
They did kind of tease that Phantasmagoria and Gotia might be the last tombstones they add to the game.
They are really good names. I
really need something else.
It's been what, 4 expansions of nothing but do this, get X number of tombstones, trade those tombstones in for gear. It in my opinion, it should have died out with 4.0. 4.0 should have changed everything on that, because
but 4.0 did
tombstones
change.
Is annoying.
4.0 did change it with relic armor. Through Eureka, you did have the option, which I did, because you can ask everyone in here. I stopped doing roulettes in Stormblood because I would just go do Eureka. I just went and did Eureka. I got my tome gear because I enjoyed that more than, say, running experts over and over for tombstone gear.
Stupa, come down the stairs.
I'm not coming down the stairs. I'm not coming down the stairs right now.
Oh my god.
But it seems like they're at least trying to find better ways of diversifying which ways you get your gear, because it's no longer just either do Savage or do tombstones or do dungeons. You can do relics now. But
the bad thing about that is that
I want the option.
Yeah.
Like I will not do Eureka. I'm sorry. I played 11 for fucking 8 years. I'm done with that grind and grind and grind and grind. I can't do that ever again.
And I tried doing it, and granted, it was fun for a while, but it just became too much for me as a person that, yes, I'll admit I am a casual player. I don't have the time like some other people do, and I can't sit in there for hours on end gathering light and Pagos crystals and all that shit. So it's
Dude,
just...
I don't have the attention span for that. It needs to be a lot more engaging, or at least, and I hate to say it, Atma, now that I'm doing one finally, it needs to be something kind of like that, where it's a step-by-step process. I can do it on my own time. It also doesn't take me a million years unless I like put my nose to the screen and do it for fucking hours.
To me, in a perfect world, the perfect relic system is not based on doing dungeons, it's tied in with the overworld, because right now the overworld is fucking pointless unless you're gathering.
True.
You know, it's like, it sounds like they're doing more in the overworld, and that's great. I want to see, something not like Eureka and that form of content. I mean, like the relic armor and the relic tied in with completing objectives in the overworld, doing something like that where you don't have to like go into a certain place and queue up and wait for NMs and collect more drops and these stupid little pointless tidbits. I want to be able to like go to the overworld, grind out like a fate or some objective, get a specific item that I can upgrade my gear in a meaningful way. That to me is like the perfect system for like relic armor and like relic weapons.
Kind of what they're doing. The new fate system, how it works is you go do a specific fate and you get gemstones for it. So you take the gemstones to a specific vendor and they can give you rewards for it. Some of them are like, housing items and glamour, but there's like crafting materials in there and stuff too. So I'm guessing that if they go your route, the crafting materials are probably what you're looking for. Maybe those are what you need to upgrade your gear.
And I don't even mind like reputation stuff, because like even in the end of WoW, and I quit during Burning Crusade, where you had to do reputation with a faction, and it unlocked different things within the faction vendor and all that stuff, and that's fine. They can keep doing that, but tomestones, my goodness. And then on top of that, and then all of a sudden now you need pennies, so you need 3 pennies to do this, and you're just like, okay, let me go into Duty Finder with these horrible people and spend an hour and a half trying to clear this raid.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel rewarding.
No, and people still don't know how to do fucking Rabbinaster, and that's the first 24 man of this expansion, and people still can't do it.
You guys think like I kind of said it earlier, but do we just need to gate the content that much harder?
Yeah,
just
I really think
tell
we
them
do.
Tell them to you either learn or get out, because it's bad, especially for certain data centers. Like Crystal is in the trash, Aether's all right, Primal's really bad too. So what do you do to solve this? I mean, you either A, gate the content, B, shuffle the servers again, which isn't a good idea, or C, you just let the problem persist, which, let me tell you, my personal opinion, the casual community, no offense to anybody who's a casual and actually tries, but the casual community of this game that doesn't try and they sit around and they take up everyone's time, they're going to be the death of this game. Those guys are. I don't think the dev team is going to do it. I don't think Yoshida's going to do it. I don't think a change of staff is going to do it. The casual community of this player base is toxic. I hate them, dude.
They kind of addressed that. It sounds like with what they said. Like all but one dungeon in 5.0 at launch is going to be an MSQ dungeon. Hey, guess what? You can bring trusts into any MSQ dungeon. So it sounds like they're kind of like, hey, you don't want to deal with a shitty player base? here's some NPCs. Have at it.
Yeah,
so you can literally like solo grind, dungeons if you wanted to.
See, but the problem with that is your
See if
trust.
the AI is good enough to do that.
The
though.
trusts are basically average playing players. You'll always clear, but they're clocking in at like around a half hour for a dungeon run. What we did earlier today, we did Saint Machian's hard in 14 minutes with 4 players that knew what they were doing. So players,
how frequently are you going to get that in a duty finder? How frequently do you get like a shitty player?
It happens more often than you think.
Since I'm the one that actually lives in the duty finder, opposed to you, Supa, I think every third party I get, we just pound it out. Like, fucking, I did the burn in 13 minutes with a dragoon who knew what was doing. I was on black mage. We just went boom, 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 boom. Pulled everything all at once. It was perfect. The healer knew what the fuck was up. Didn't wipe on Miss Dragon. Didn't get horrible RNG on Miss Dragon. And it was 13 minutes flat. And that's every third party, maybe.
So the other two, how long does that usually take you with shitty players?
Shitty players? The longest it took me was 45 minutes. Average is about 20.
So you're saying for an extra 10 minutes of time on average, I can save myself the trouble of having to deal with the shitty player base? Sign me the fuck up.
Yeah, but I mean, but there's those days where it's just the exception where, like, what was it, Tuesday, I kept running into people who, I don't know if you're fucking ERPing or whatever the hell you're doing, but you're in a dungeon and you're holding up 3 other people who do not know you. So you constantly stopping, which I know you're typing because you're not typing in party chat. You need to at least let us do what we need to do and get the hell out before you want to continue your conversation.
Complete Shift says, I was in St. Machian's Arboretum hard earlier today. Nobody did more than 2k DPS. The first boss, the DPS stacked the Earthshakers and either died instantly or almost died, and we vote abandoned.
They abandoned?
They vote abandoned.
Oh,
no.
That's some like ARR levels of DPS, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Oh, he didn't vote abandoned. He just left. He just bailed.
Rip.
He yeeted himself the fuck out of it.
Well, they need to. Well, it's not going to be much of a. It's going to be a moot point here in a few weeks. But like lucid dreaming needs a lesser cooldown, because if I have to deal with these people anymore, I'm going to need to.
See, but
this
is also part of the problem, though, and because players like me, I won't run stuff unless I have you guys around, at least one of you.
Yeah.
There's people like me out there. I know they exist. They won't run content unless it's with their friends. They're in their own little bubble, like I am, and I don't think that's good for the game, because then you know what that means? I'm not in the duty finder pool. I'm not playing with these people. I'm not trying to teach them or anything because I've given up. So
nobody wants you to teach them. Every time you make a suggestion,
they get
angry.
They
get
angry.
They get defensive, and I'm like, oh, what do you know? Like, I've leveled everything.
Kai, that's when you whip out the legend title and just like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, my Dreadworm staff that I don't own.
Well, somebody was ragging on me.
Staff.
Yeah, someone was ragging on me in experts the other day, and I was just like, you only have 170? Come back to me when you've leveled at least 2 more classes. And they're like, well, how many classes do you have to say? I'm like, I have all of them except for fucking Blue Mage. Shut the fuck up.
What you can't click on the view search info button in your UI window?
Just like, really?
Dude.
Oh, you're probably some dude in your basement. I'm like, no, I'm actually a chick, but good try.
I'm a chick in an apartment, but close.
My apartment is subterranean and I don't need air conditioning, so suck it.
Demonic Bear says, what kind of players have you been encountering? We have some stories, let me tell you.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Too many stories.
Pelder says he got kicked from Omega 11 normal for giving advice.
Oh,
Yeah,
What?
that's what happens
Nice.
too.
Yeah,
Sometimes you try to
with
help
the-
and they're just like me. You're
Well,
like, okay,
with
fuck
the
you
new
then.
TSO though, I just don't say anything. I say hi, I say bye, I say thank you, but if something starts going wrong, I don't offer any advice. I don't, unless they ask. If they're saying, am I doing something wrong? Then I'll say, yeah, this is how this mechanic works. But I've been reported for just saying, dude, you need to, get me out of the death spike so we don't die on Nidhogg. Just a thought. And I got reported for that. And I was
In
like, okay,
the
I'm not gonna help anybody anymore. Fuck you guys.
the few times I've been in DF lately, I just get very passive aggressive toward people who don't want to listen to what I have to say. I mean, I'm not always right, but I get like, is probably the best way of describing it. You guys have seen me when we're in like 24-man raids. I'll like try to undermine them or something. And I was in a dungeon run the other day, and I don't know. I think I just lost it. I just told I was telling this guy, hey, dude, you need to move for that mechanic. That's not how you do it. You're gonna keep dying. And he's like, I do it like this all the time though. And then we got into a fight about it. I think, what fight was it? I think it was, oh boy, the Gimlet Dark. It's the drill where you have to move out of the middle with the beam.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you just have to move to the side.
fire
You
line.
have to look in the wall where it's going. He's like, no, I'll just take it. You'll just heal me. And I'm like, no. And I stopped healing him, and he died. And he's like, now, see, you're the problem. Like, it is not my fault. You are bad at this game. And he said reported it, and I never got reported. Site playstyle differences for that one. But
They sound different. He's shit, I'm not.
I don't know.
I don't know. With that, I'd be like to the gym. Well, I'm sorry. I know
See, but I
mechanics,
think-
and
I
I
think
was trying to offer help.
I think this is such a persistent problem, though, that if we do ever reach that point, like where we're not going to ever reach WoW, we've established that, but if we ever peak and we start going downhill, this is going to be the reason why. Like it needs to be like controlled or quarantined or something, because it's a problem.
It's hard to balance. It's hard to balance marketing versus what the above average player wants from a game, because the marketing department's thinking about numbers only, so they're thinking about the subscription numbers. So if they make the content too hard, they're not going to get their numbers for that quarter or whatever. So I'll be interested to see how they balance it out, because giving me Savage content, that's great, but I need more than that.
What I would like to see, in my opinion, is the Eureka was a great start to it, but there needs to be tombstones for the bare minimum players, okay?
And that's fine.
That's what I want. I want those casuals to be
up to
quarantined.
Genesis. Keep whatever up to Genesis, and then just, or whatever they're doing now for the
I want-
expansion, and then just cut it off.
I want these players to be quarantined in tombstones. I don't want them doing anything else. But above that, there needs to be a second tier. I know Yoshida says we don't do that because then no one will get the tombstone stuff. No, those casuals will take that tombstone stuff and run with it. I guarantee you they will.
You can't keep me contained.
I'll contain you. But if we have like a Eureka level tier where like maybe it's like effort based, kind of like how Eureka was, but make it engaging, like Heaven on High maybe, or POTD. Make the gear from there, get it from there, and then like you have the Tombstone eye level, you have this mid-core eye level that's on par with like Extremes or something, and then you have Savage level above that, and then above that you have Ultimate, which I think would be the perfect way of tiering this out. I know dungeon gear is a thing. Take that away. Get rid of it. It sucks. No one uses dungeon gear seriously.
Or make it worth it.
Or just do that. Just make dungeon gear better than Tombstone gear. Done. Problem solved. It's we fixed the problem.
Cause like, okay, you rate Savage, you get all your max eye level, whatever. But then someone who hasn't done Savage in their life now has eye level 400. Because there's these items that they don't know how to use, but they have your same eye level.
Well,
And
and
they
it
don't
really
know
is
how to
kind of a
use it.
slap into the face. Yeah, it's a slap in the face to people who run Savage because you're like, well, I just worked my fucking ass off for this.
Yeah.
I actually
it's
had
like,
to
oh.
learn a fight to do this and do it moderately, perfectly, you know.
It doesn't feel rewarding enough to the point where you're like, this is so worth it to do.
It doesn't help that this game has a bad habit of invalidating most of its content after the fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
And I mean, there's no stopping it because of how the game's set up to work and power creep. But there's definitely ways to contain it. Kind of like how, you know, the ultimate gear is never like trumped. You can't trump ultimate gear. You just have it and it's great. But if we were to say make that second tier where it's between Savage and Tomestones, the only problem is, you know, then we have to start gauging, you know, should we even let casuals into extreme content if they're just getting Tomestone gear? Should we even let them into Savage if they're just getting Tomestone gear? Or should we...
You have to have a jumping off point for the people who do want to do Savage. But you're never going to clear... I mean, well, unless you're pushing really hard, you're going to need those few pieces per person to keep going.
Xmas Barkley says, so I will say a significant part of the WoW community does believe that the tiering of the content was such a tremendous part of WoW decline. I'm not saying that we should like make it so you have to get the Tombstone gear to get up to the mid-core gear, or you have to get the mid-core gear to go up to Savage. That's not what we're saying. We're saying there needs to be diversity in obtaining the gear itself.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You need to, like, if someone wants to be a filthy casual and go get Tombstone gear for all their stuff, fine, let them do it. But why can't I jump from, say, you know, just finishing MSQ to go into that mid tier immediately? Like, so I know for a fact some people finish main story and then go immediately up to Savage content. They don't even bother with Tombstone gear. They just
get the crafted.
Yep, crafted gear and then Vit melds.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and like our group that's going to be doing pre-release, you know that at least the core people, which is probably like what, 12 people, I would say.
12, 15, yeah.
Yeah. We're all going to be done with MSQ before official release. We're all going to be already in the dungeons at the end.
Probably
grinding whatever
gear, the first gear.
Doing whatever we need to do, and then we're going to have that stopping point where we're like, okay, so the people who craft, not super. I'm going to go do that now. And hopefully the next patch is going to come for 5.1 here within the next 2 months.
So, yeah, see, the only problem with expansion launches is it's 4 months between the base game and...
fuck.
Yeah, because they Yoshida forces everybody but the bare minimum people to take time off for like a month.
Which is fine.
Which is
I mean,
part
we
of why
deserve it at that point, yeah.
Which is part of why this game's content stays so fresh. But if we want to, you know, be, you know, you want to keep everyone happy, and you do want to kind of trim the fat of this game and keep it not so it's the community doesn't become crap, you need to get rid of your bottom tier players. Like, I'm not saying kick them out, but make it so like they can't do certain things unless they're willing to put some effort in. Because if we don't, I know what's going to happen. The little cesspool at the bottom is going to get so big, they're going to get like megaphones and stuff. And it's happening. It's happening. I see it all the time, especially on Reddit. You say one opinion about someone playing a certain way, and it's just like everyone's all over you. It's not how to do it, dude. Ophi, what are you doing?
Yeah, but it comes back to marketing versus...
I know. The marketing is a bit... We need their cash. But where are we able to cut people is the thing. What can we cut off?
Well, I know that they're going to just... that the vision that you're looking for is going to be Savage.
I know. And
they're not going to change that anytime
soon. I know. But at what point do you say we need to cut these people to bring different people in to replace them? You know, like what point do you take that risk?
they're gonna have to do it after Shadowbringers.
I know,
I really think so.
especially with how healers and tanks are looking. It scares me a lot. I looked at what like Scholar and Death Day is like. I don't have any DPS skills to use my stacks on. What do I do if I don't have to heal? Do I just smash
Friendly reminder that Scholar.
Yeah, I
is dead in
really.
Do I just
Yeah,
smash
the
Aether Flow
direction
off
for
1
healing.
minute every time? Should I just make a macro that automatically hits it for me every minute? Just put on a timer?
Just auto attack it to death.
Yeah, I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. I mean, but again, me and Kaya both said I really need to see how it plays.
Yep.
I really need to see. Are you going to be smashed like a fucking Mack truck as a tank?
Is it
all
gonna
the
be like
time?
Eureka?
So I have to, yeah. So I have
Yeah.
to keep casting at least Cure 1, and then buff, player X, and
But-
then back to you, Cure 1, or Cure 2, or whatever the fuck I need to do. Is it really? But then that's going to run into another problem because of those squishy tanks. Okay, so you're going to make all tanks have a base defense of X number because some people don't know how to use mitigation skills, and that's another major problem.
Yeah, that's I think that was part of WoW's problem too. Healing was not something that was really diverse in its role.
No, I would stand there, and Ozzy would tank, and I would heal, and then I would just stand there. Oh, you need another hero? Okay, cool. And
Yep.
then I'm just like, okay, DPS, run into the AoE because I'm not doing anything
Yeah.
for this whole dungeon.
Yep, that's part of the problem that we don't want. And it seems like we're
Well, and-
going that way, and I know why.
Yeah.
I know why. It's going back to the whole, people don't read their tooltips. People don't want a complicated class. They just want to play the game. But I feel like that's the wrong direction to go.
I will say I do like how I never thought about it, but when they said that they are balancing White Mage's lack of rate of party buffs by increasing its damage, that actually makes a lot of sense to me because if you have a class that's its only utility right now is just its raw healing power, but if you give it a shitload of DPS, it sure as hell looks a hell of a lot more attractive than it used to.
Well, and then when we were asking when Shadowbringers was announced, they're like, well, no, we're not having a healer class at all. And we're like, okay. Like, oh, it's because of game balancing. I'm like, okay, so now they're rebalancing healers, so now we're going to get Geomancer, in the middle of the expansion as a release or next year with the new expansion. But I can see where they're rebalancing all the rolling, but... And I mean, I understand that they've tested the healer system that they're bringing out probably extensively, not only in alpha and beta, but at the fan fests. But it looks so boring. Like, I was watching a video and I've been staying away from everything except for the two things Paldor showed me with videos, and then of course the ability videos. No spoilers for me whatsoever, but it just looks so... Okay, heal. Okay, heal. So I'm gonna fall asleep while we're doing this dungeon.
Yeah, it's not looking too hot.
No, not at all.
Tanks look okay still, honestly.
Yeah, I'd beg to differ.
They
Me
look,
too.
I've heard every
They-
single
they-
tank main has said they hate tank.
They ripped Warrior to shreds. I'm just like, what are you doing? Dark Knight looks cool, but I mean,
Warrior's
it's always
the new-
looked cool.
Warrior's the red mage of tanks now.
Pretty
Just face
I
roll.
I don't like it. I liked that Warrior was hard to play. I liked that you actually had to have skill to play it.
That's the other thing. None of the classes now seem like you have to be very skilled to play them.
Or at least make one out of the group the hardest one to play. So unless you're good, you're gonna be squishy as fuck, or your DPS isn't gonna be as big, or your healing potency isn't gonna be Scholar Super. I'm sorry.
hey, they nerfed
Rep.
Indom at E3. It's down from 500 to 400.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
To be fair, Endum is OP. Like,
Dude, I
Yeah.
crit.
once
I,
you panic, you just Endum.
I
Then
crit.
everything's
I
alright.
crit for 25k on that heal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We're gonna have to see how this pans out, because if like we get 5.0 and we just collectively say, "Wow, this sucks," why would you do this? Like, we're gonna have to like make a coordinated assault on the forums or something.
I don't think it's gonna be as bad as everyone thinks.
I don't think
I don't
that.
think it's
I don't
gonna be
think
bad,
that
yeah.
either. But the problem is, like, in the long run, what if they continue down this path? They keep
As long as I have at least 2 classes where I'm entertained, they can do whatever the fuck they want. But they need to at least give something
need to
to
make
the
them
advanced
fun, yeah.
players. Yeah. You need to give us something.
Something
Not
of a
baby
challenge.
the shit out of everybody. Because I'm okay with you babying people with lower classing, with, you know, okay,
I
white
thought-
mage is the easy one. But
I thought that
at
was
least give me something to achieve where I'm like, okay, I'm on my toes and I have to heal you and do something else.
See, but the easy class thing, like the whole dumbing down the classes, I thought that was the point of Paladin, White Mage, Red Mage, and to an extent Ninja. They're easy.
Bard.
Summoner.
Summoner is not easy.
No, no,
God damn it,
no.
Val.
I'm sorry, Philo, but you know, maybe 3 people, and 2 of those people are you and I, know how to play Plugging Summoner.
It's so easy though.
But people don't have that kind of brain capacity.
They don't know how to string things together.
Not only string things, but know when you need to hold back. Like, if you've spent 2 of your ether flow already, and you know there's going to be another trash pull, do not blow that last ether flow. Keep it for the next pack, so you can at least spread the dots and not stand there and pick your nose.
Yeah, but
I mean, it takes some brains.
I don't see the point of, you know, making these easy classes already in the game and then just saying, you don't forget, we're just going to make every class easy. There's a reason I don't play Paladin or Red Mage or, White Mage. It's because I find them boring, because they're too easy.
Paladin's so
I'm-
boring.
Hopefully it gets better.
I
It
hope.
looks way better. It looks really
It
fun
does.
now.
Because I don't think I'm in...
that with so now that Kingdom Hearts 3 has come out from like the development hell it was in for like what past 15 fucking years,
Basically.
and now that the FF7 remake, you know, is showing good progress.
Oh my god, it looks
I think
beautiful.
I think they're finally shifting the devs that they took off of FF14 to help fix those projects. I think they're diverting them back to FF14. So I have a feeling that 5.0's post-game launch is, you know, post-launch is going to be much more solid and much better than what we had in Stormblood. And I think
Stormblood was awful.
going forward, it's going to be overall much better, as long as, you know, Nomura doesn't fuck shit up again.
So, I don't know, maybe this is going to be like our Stormblood in terms of battle content for battle classes, because battle content in Stormblood was not that bad. But, I don't know, because it seemed like this expansion was QOL based. Maybe Shadowbringers is our battle content one, where they have to start all this stuff out, and then in 6.0 we're gonna get like another expansion story wise and quality of life wise. That maybe the battle content will be like super fun because they'll have balanced it all out. I don't know.
I think in 6.0 they're gonna. I still think that at some point we're going to be getting a 4th role of support, and that's going to be when the game finally gets actually balanced. 'Cause right now, trying to balance it between like, oh, you're a healer, or oh, you're a DPS, but well, you got a bunch of, you know, support skills. Well, why not just capitalize on the fact that you have support skills and make an actual support class?
That's
I think that's when we're gonna actually get things actually balanced. Right now, they're trying to like shoehorn it into just the 3 role system.
I think that's kind of what ranged DPS are falling into, because it feels like they're kind of going that way with Dancer and Bard. Machinist is definitely not in that category, but
then they need to accompany that with the duty finder, because if you are required to have a support class, DPS class, healer, and tank, you need to fix it.
So what? Because then how do you...
It would just be you need to have at least a healer, you need to have at least a tank, but then you can have like any combination of like 2 support, 2 DPS, 1 of each.
But if you get 2 support, then you're not going to have enough DPS to get through the dungeon in a time limit.
What if they say you took all of the DPS, all of them, and just separated into two groups? Just one that's just DPS, and the other one's like support DPS, because you probably could right now.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is like, you'd have like the samurais. Those are straight DPS.
Samurai, machinist, monk, dragoon, black mage. Those would all go into pure DPS roles. Support DPS, summoner, red mage, bard, dancer, I'm missing ninja. Yeah, you definitely could do that. I don't know why they don't do it. It would make queues better too, because the big problem is that the 2 DPS thing is not good. I hate getting into a dungeon and seeing that I have 2 samurais as my DPS. It's like, oh great, I hope they're good, because if they're not, this is going to take 2 years.
Or at least one of them is good, so it only takes 1 year. Because I've run into that where I'm tanking and it's 2 samurai, and you can definitely tell somebody's carrying. Well, or me on black mage, I'm mostly carrying.
But that's, I don't know, I guess that's probably the only way I see this becoming the next MMO that's gonna really try to at least carry us out of this dying MMO genre. Luke.
And then VR, Sipa.
What?
VR. Then we're gonna be strapped to our beds.
Oh yeah, Sword Art Online.
Just SAO.
SAO.
Da-na-na-na. No, I'm sorry.
I can't wait for that.
So, that would be probably really good for this game if they just implemented VR.
That'd be really cool.
I'm wondering why they don't have like a battle royale for FF14.
No. Please no.
It's called Frontlines.
I would unsubscribe.
It's called Frontlines. But anyway, like you kind of can do VR already with this game if you just hook up your camera controls to your VR headset, but you have to play in first person, and that's
Ooh,
that's gonna be
blinding.
really disorienting.
Imagine having to look down to see the AoE and be like, fuck.
Oh my god.
you're just staring at the ground in your computer chair. You're like, what do you? Someone comes in and is like, why do you keep staring at the ground? It's like, I'm trying to see the orange circles.
Yo, I still want like the camera to rotate when I'm on the adamantine tortoise and I'm flying. I still want that to rotate in first person.
Oh no.
I do miss getting drunk in WoW where the entire screen would just blur. And your character would walk in non-diagonal lines. You could definitely tell you were plastered.
That's cool.
Ozzy and I would go to Iron Forge and get wasted in one of the bars and then walk around town just wobbling everywhere.
Oh, I was trying to fly down.
Yeah, but there's, I don't know. Can you guys even think of any other MMOs that come close to this game right now?
Video.
Less online.
Oh my god. Seriously.
I think that's a hard no.
I've heard they fixed Elder Scrolls in-game.
ESO is
the only other one I hear about.
Yeah.
Black Desert's been doing pretty well.
Philo, I'm talking.
Yeah, that one
Black
too,
Desert
surprisingly.
I'm talking about.
I'm not memeing.
I know, but
they're actually doing well.
I'm talking about games where I don't have to pull up.
The graphics over at Black Desert are awful.
I'm talking about games where I don't have to take my whole wallet out and throw it on the table for me to play the game.
You don't do that with
ESO
Final Fantasy 14 now, Supo? With
No.
your lore books and your...
Hey, I buy the lore books and that's it. I don't buy anything else. Oh, and my little Carby plushie.
And your collector's editions and...
Shh. I don't get physical CEs.
No.
I do.
Ophi does.
Fuck yeah, it's gonna be dope as hell.
Did you get it?
Oh, I ordered it. I was
Oh.
ordering debited and paid for. It's gonna be here in like 13 days. It's gonna be glorious.
That's cool. It looks really fucking good.
Yeah, I saw like the Dark Knight statue. I'm like, done. Sign me up. Take my.
I have 3 ESO collector's edition physical thingies.
Oh, nice. I heard the crafting system in ESO is really neat.
It's
I haven't.
yeah, it
I
is.
didn't.
It's easy.
It was okay. It was okay.
It's
It
not
wasn't
as
like
hard.
WoW's. WoW's crafting was awful, and there was
Yeah.
nothing. There was nothing you could achieve with it other than making potions after a certain point. You're like, ooh, make these potions for my raid.
The thing about ESO is just there's so many different builds, so many different things, and the queue system is basically non-existent.
If they do traits, I'm gonna be mad. I don't want another tree where I have to like fucking fiddle with it.
Yeah, I don't need more.
A skill tree system in this game will save it.
Exactly.
I don't
Well,
need
that
that
was-
in my life.
It was fun and WoW for a certain time until they ruined Druid on me, but
Yeah, Guild Wars 2 is doing surprisingly well. I mean, I know
Yeah.
they're kind of having some trouble with content releases as far as the new expansion goes, but I think they just finished up the latest Living World, which is like their like monthly or their however so frequently like big content patches, and added a whole new mount class. So that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. The only problem I had with GW2 when I played it is that just the lack of content sometimes.
Yeah, there's a lot of content now. So like, if you ever wanted to like start trying something for free, I would recommend trying it because it is a decent MMO. Like
Oh, yeah, it
pretty
is.
good. I don't think it's nowhere near FF14 level, but it's still got a solid backlog of content.
Oh, all right. We kind of talked about how close we are getting to where we want to be for this to be the MMO that carries it, but I didn't know we would get into what's going to stop us from getting there.
what was your question though?
I know it was. I didn't think we get that far into it though. We're already like an hour and 20 minutes in.
But I mean,
I know. I'm not saying
they need to start having some diversity, and if they don't, I agree with you. It's going to kill
Yeah,
it.
it's gonna
Even
kill
with a huge mundane player base of casuals. Well, that's great for your money and your wallet. The older players were going to migrate to something else because there's nothing keeping us here.
This is the one thing I enjoy about the content creators of this game. With as much as I have gripes with some of them, but they're the influencers. They're the ones who can definitively go out and say, "This sucks, don't play it." And that I think Yoshida is keenly aware of. That if the community turns on you again, it's over. Because the first time wasn't pretty. I was there for the first time. I don't think I've ever seen a player base turn on its own game before, like that. Anyway.
What happened in 1.0 with the
1.0, okay, so right off the bat, it was just sheer outrage, okay? Like, first 2 months, outrage. Rage everywhere. Forums just loaded with complaints. Just forums were crashing. Players in game were screaming, trying to summon GMs. It was not pretty. After that, dead silence. Everyone left, dude. There was no one.
Wow.
Like, that's how you know you're in trouble. No,
It's because they all fell through the world.
no one was complaining anymore, and it was because everyone that was complaining was gone, and that was a huge problem. It's especially in a sub-based MMO. And Powder just said they also make a mad dash to get endgame guys out for savages, and they end up making PF meta instead of during the mechanics right. Yeah, we kind of talked about that last week. Like how, Mistech will make a guide and suddenly it's Bible for everybody to clear the fight. Come on. There's 50 different ways to clear a fight, dude. Calm down.
Yeah.
Hey Kai, I'm gonna call for DPS in on 09.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. I only do DPS out. And then everyone dies.
I don't know how to do a
Bye,
fight.
Pearl.
Bye, Pearl. I don't know how to do
See ya, Pearl.
I don't know how to do a fight X way. Therefore, I won't do it. I don't want to learn. How dare you make me try to innovate my battle strategies?
I just want to be carried, Tupa.
My back's only so strong.
I really want to know when they're gonna add Shantoto into like the plot of this game.
I mean, she kind of already is. She's in the Black Mage quest line.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
you know, cause you know, canonically she is literally the most powerful character in the history of Final Fantasy. Like, she's like the most powerful being ever. So I have a feeling at some point she's gonna show up.
She's literally the one who started the Allegan Empire.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised.
Wasn't she like... in this game, well, Shitoto, the version of this game, like, basically invented black magic.
Yep.
Yep, that she was so powerful. She left the universe of FF11, came to FF14, and created black magic.
Yeah.
Oh, and being bored. But you know what? We're gonna go to another universe.
Didn't she also make her own entire universe and then filled it with like, copies of herself? And
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember those fights. They were not fun. Here's
Have
a
you
what?
ever been so bored you made a whole new pocket dimension and filled it with copies of yourself?
Dude, fighting White Mage Shantoto and Black Mage Shantoto at the same time was not a good time in 11.
No.
White Mage Shantoto casts Benediction. No! Stop! It hurts.
Well, I'm gonna restart this battle all over again.
Yep. So, I think we covered everything. There's not really much more to go over. This game's aesthetics are good. I mean, one day though, I'll say this: we're gonna need a calamity here in the next 10 years. Another one.
I think it's gonna happen before 6.0.
I think around 7, 8.0 we'll probably see, like Yoshida says, we need to take the game down again for a few years.
Fucking Yoshida promised us the moon in 7.0.
Sure.
So,
Can I have a spaceship?
where's the lunar whale?
I want a
Dude, I
spaceship.
want a lunar whale.
The crystal
who's the
tower just
Lunarian?
launched into space.
Yeah, but that's probably the big question. Are they gonna, if they do decide to do another calamity and take the game down, do they just make a new title? Do they keep going with 14?
Well, the thing about either taking it down or starting a new game is graphics. Because like if you continue it on, it's going to be like WoW or 11. You're going to keep the same graphics from fucking 20 years ago, and people are going to have these. We're going to have a 3050.
But dude, remember this game runs, as much as it doesn't look like it with these graphics. This game runs on the Luminous engine, the same engine 13 and 15 run on. So there's a lot they can do. The Luminous engine was built to like last a long time. The 7 remake is running on the Luminous engine. So
The reason there's an issue with graphics is it's because it's designed to run on consoles as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if they did take the game down, I feel like they wouldn't make a new game, but they would most likely revamp how the Luminous engine is working on the system. For those of us who played 1.0, this game looks nothing like 1.0 did, but it's running on the same engine. Same engine.
Didn't it look more realistic? In
Oh,
1.0?
it was way more realistic. Go look up any 1.0 gameplay. It looks way better, honestly. But the game
Just
was
install Reshade.
yeah, it's all reshade.
But a fucking pot had more polygons in a character did.
The flower pots, those stupid flower barrels. I have a feeling someone on the dev team was like, "This game's already busted. Watch me just throw in this flower pot to ruin it more."
Watch me make the most beautiful pot you've ever fucking seen in a video game.
Now I'm triggered by magic pots.
All right, I think it's time to cut the podcast here. People are starting to lose interest and go home and go to sleep. But it was a good podcast. We got way more into it than I thought we were.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
12 more days.
12 more days.
Aw, yeah.
God.
For those
That
of you
quest
still watching, we're gonna be doing like a at least 12-hour stream on the 28th. So look forward to that.
Are we gonna
So
do
you're working out now, Super.
Do you, Xmas Barkley? What did you think? You think it was okay? I'm trying to get some feedback here because no one ever comments on my YouTube uploads. So, and there's no comment box for Twitch. I'm just trying to see what else I can do here.
Are we gonna do like a goodbye Stormblood, like
Yes,
we did for Heaven's
we
Word?
will have an FC meeting before the end of Stormblood and say bye. Now what we
Goodbye,
had,
Stormblood. Hello, Shadowbringers.
it was a good expansion. Like in retrospect, we did meet a whole lot of new people.
Yeah.
The
met a whole lot
characters
of
were
people.
boring. That's my biggest issue. The characters were really boring. I don't care about Lise at
You
all.
don't like Lurs of Alamurger?
Mm.
See
I
you
don't care
later,
about Lise.
Weebville.
Ophi,
I did like the main, one of the main villains, I guess, Xenos. Like, he was a good main villain to start everything off.
I didn't
Yeah.
like him as a villain. He was just evil to be evil. I didn't like that.
he's lonely.
Well,
Well, the whole stripper storyline is just like, so you're a stripper, and then now you're not a stripper. Now you have amnesia. Okay, but do you really have amnesia?
what I liked about Xenos, though, was that he set us in our place as the Warrior of Light.
That's true.
He was like,
"Fuck
"Oh,
you."
you're the Warrior of Light, bitch slap. Sit the fuck down, trash."
Dude, that duty was hard at the end.
That was. I got.
fucking balls. Ugh.
My mind was fucking blown when he just beat our ass the first time we met him. Like, what? This isn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't
That
know.
was really cool.
As a healer, there's it's impossible to DPS him fast enough to meet the floor for the cutscene to trigger. But there's also a secondary requirement for it to trigger, and that's to survive a set amount of time. And I was just running around there for like a solid 5 minutes, like, what do I do? I can't hurt him.
I know. I remember that.
When I went in there,
I
it's
remember
fucking.
asking you, I'm like, Super, is it broken? You're like, no, just keep running. I was like, okay.
And when I went in there as summoner and I was DPSing him, I was like, he's not dead. Things should be dead by now.
I'm scared. Hold me.
It was legit scary fighting Xenos for the first time.
It was terrifying. Yeah.
But I do have a lot more plans I want to do with in terms of content and stuff when Shadowbringer shows up on the scene. But first things first, I need to get an actual job. So I got two interviews coming up in the next couple weeks. So we'll see how those go. One of them looks really good, so I'm trying for it.
Just quit your job, take a
Hire
break
me,
for like
Super.
3 weeks, enjoy Shadowbringers, and then start your new job.
I am not quitting my job to play video games. That
No.
sounds
Why
like
not?
it's a terrible idea.
It's a great idea.
I mean, it's pretty fun.
Ophi, that didn't work too well for
I
you, even you.
I technically did it for 6 months.
Oh my god.
I mean, I did it for 2 years.
Philo, you also live with your mom.
Actually, it's the other way around.
Your mom lives with you now.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. You're all grown up.
LOL.
Alright, I'm going to close out the podcast here. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Late.
Later.